Let us look at the essay question of, using examples, explain the extent to which weathering of rock is dependent on climate. First, we should decide on a stand. In this case, it would be, climate is an important factor, but other factors, such as rock composition, play a large role as well. Your first point would address the question, stating that climate determines whether chemical or physical weathering is more prominent, and also determines the type of weathering that will take place. An example they can use is freeze-thaw weathering, since the temperature fluctuating around zero and sufficient moisture are the two conditions required for freeze-thaw weathering to take place. Your second point can mention how climate determines the rate of weathering, even if the type of weathering is the same. For instance, the rate of granite hydrolysis increases with more rainfall and a higher temperature. Your next few points, namely points 3 to 5, can talk about other factors playing a role. For instance, the rock composition matters. Different rocks are susceptible to different types of weathering. For instance, granite is susceptible to hydrolysis but not solution. This means that it will leave behind a lot of regolith and you will not get a karstic landscape. Meanwhile, inherent joints and weaknesses in rocks also matters. For example, in oolitic limestone, the high primary permeability and low secondary permeability means that no karstic landscape will be formed even in the right climate. Likewise, relief plays a part. Gentler slopes retain regolith and water, provides a masking effect, and results in more chemical and less physical weathering. After coming up with all your points, you have your conclusion, being composition and characteristic of rock determines what type of weathering and whether weathering is able to take place, but climate determines whether the weathering can take place and to what extent.